I still remember the day my grandmother passed away. It was a somber occasion, and our family was devastated by the loss. But what happened after her funeral is something that I will never be able to explain or forget. It started with a phone call. I was sitting in my room, going through some old photos of my grandmother, when my phone rang. I picked it up, expecting it to be one of my relatives or friends calling to check in on me. But when I answered, I heard a voice that made my blood run cold. It was my grandmother's voice, calling me from beyond the grave. At first, I thought it was some kind of sick prank. But as I listened to her voice, I realized that it was really her. She was calling me from her old number, the same number that I had saved in my phone before she passed away. I was paralyzed with fear, unable to speak or move. My grandmother's voice was weak and distant, but it was unmistakable. She was saying something, but I couldn't make out the words. The call lasted for only a few seconds before it cut off. I was left standing there, frozen in terror, wondering what had just happened. Over the next few days, I received more calls from my grandmother's number. Each time, her voice was a little stronger, a little clearer. She was trying to tell me something, but I still couldn't make out the words. I tried to record the calls, but every time I did, the recording would come out silent. It was as if my grandmother's voice was only audible to me. I started to feel like I was losing my mind. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and couldn't concentrate on anything. The calls were taking a toll on my mental health, and I didn't know how to stop them. One night, I decided to answer the call and try to communicate with my grandmother. I picked up the phone, and her voice was clearer than ever before. She was saying something, but it wasn't until I listened carefully that I realized what it was. She was saying, "Find me." I was confused, unsure of what she meant. But then I heard a noise in the background, a faint whispering that sent chills down my spine. It was my grandmother's voice, whispering the address of the cemetery where she was buried. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized what she was trying to tell me. I had to go to the cemetery, had to find her. I grabbed my keys and ran out of the house, driving to the cemetery as fast as I could. When I arrived, I saw something that made my blood run cold. My grandmother's grave was open, the dirt excavated and the coffin lid slightly ajar. I approached the grave, feeling a sense of dread that I had never felt before. And then I heard my grandmother's voice, clear as day, saying, "I'm still here." I looked down into the grave, and what I saw will haunt me for the rest of my life. My grandmother's body was sitting up in the coffin, her eyes open and staring at me. She was still dead, but she was still with me, still trying to communicate with me. I ran out of the cemetery, never looking back. I never answered another call from my grandmother's number again. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I still hear her voice, whispering, "Find me," in my ear.